heiress Katrin Radmacher. She was contesting a ruling which awarded her former husband millions of pounds, even though he'd agreed not to make any claims on her fortune if they divorced. Well, her solicitor, Ayesha Vardag, called it a landmark ruling.
Lord Justice Thorpe praised two modern principles. First, that there should be due respect for adult autonomy. Responsible adults should be allowed to decide the financial fate of their marriage themselves without excessive interference from a nanny state. Second, that the old void for public policy argument reflects the laws and morals of earlier generations. We have moved on. The Court of Appeal, in a carefully reasoned, thoroughly modern judgment, have enabled English matrimonial law to catch up with the rest of the world. From today, grown-ups can agree in the best of times what will happen in the worst of times.
Well, we're joined now by Alan Kaufman from the law firm Finer, Stevens and Innocent. He's in our central London studio. Thanks very much for being with us. How significant is this?
Well, it's pretty significant, but I think the solicitor for Countess Radmacher overstates it a little bit. It's a very long judgment, 47 pages. I've gone through it all. In fact, it really reinforces what we divorce lawyers thought was the position. We were a bit concerned. There was a recent case in the Privy Council called MacLeod, which put a bit of doubt in our minds about prenuptial agreements. But whilst they are not binding as contracts, and that was stated again in the Court of Appeal, they clearly are a factor, and an important factor the court will take into account.
Does this mean, do you think, that prenups are going to become the norm?
There'll be more of them, I believe. There's been a lot of publicity about this case. Divorce lawyers have been awaiting the decision. They were increasingly being used in the last 5 to 10 years. What this case has done is really made it absolutely clear that, subject to it being the prenuptial agreement being negotiated properly, and the Court of Appeal stressed that, then it will be a decisive factor. But we must not forget this. In this particular case, although the parties signed an agreement saying the husband would make no claims at all, he still got quite a substantial settlement. What happened was the Court of Appeal said that in all the circumstances there should be a discount against what he would normally have got otherwise.
And tell me this, are prenups, by and large now, things that are just agreed by the uber-rich?
Well, not really. My experience, and I've done quite a lot of them in recent years, yes, the very rich people are concerned at the other party making excessive claims and they want prenups. But a lot of cases are happening today where you've got fairly young parties getting married, and one of them is going to inherit substantially from their family or has already inherited, and it's the parents of one of the spouses who says, we want you to have a prenup because if there is a divorce, we don't want our assets we've passed on to you to go to the other party. That's a big factor today.
OK, Alan Kaufman, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for your thoughts and advice. Let's move on to the business news now, because Babita's here.